Okay, let's talk about March 6th, 2026. Now, for most of us, it probably felt like just another Friday. But if you were really paying attention to the world of tech, you'd know this was the day something fundamental shifted. It was the day a few, seemingly unrelated events, all happening at once, basically changed the game forever.
And that big shift? Well, it has a name: the physical transformation of AI. You see, this was the moment artificial intelligence stopped being just, words on a screen or a voice coming out of a speaker. It was the day AI started to get hands, eyes, and a real physical presence in our world.
So how did this all go down? Well, it was like a 1-2 punch from two totally different companies on opposite sides of the world. One gave AI the ability to use our tools, and the other gave it the power to actually see and move around in our world.
First up, you had OpenAI, and man, they dropped an absolute bombshell. They announced GPT 5.4, their brand new flagship model, and buried inside that announcement was this little feature that changed absolutely everything: native computer use capability.
So what on earth is computer use? Well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about an AI that can literally see your screen, move your mouse, click on your icons, and type into any application, all by itself. This isn't just a chatbot anymore. No, this is the birth of what you might call a true digital employee. And here's where it gets really wild. Think about how this works. The AI can build a piece of code, run it, and then literally see the error message that pops up on the screen, understand it, and then go back and fix its own mistake. This build, run, verify, fix loop, it is a complete and total game changer for autonomous work.
But, and this is a huge but, this kind of power comes with a massive warning. As one system architect put it, we're handing the keys over to a digital entity that's probabilistic, not deterministic. What does that mean? It means it doesn't follow strict, predictable rules. It makes incredibly educated guesses. And when something that powerful guesses wrong, the fallout could be enormous.
So on the very same day that AI got its hands on the keyboard, a really interesting question was being answered over in Barcelona. What happens when that kind of intelligence isn't just moving a cursor, but controlling a physical body? And the answer came from a company called Honor. They called it embodied intelligence, and they showed off a device that, well, it really lives up to the name. They called it the robot phone. And this right here is the moment AI literally got a body. Now look, this is not just some clever software trick. Inside this phone is the world's smallest industrial-grade gimbal system. The camera physically pops out of the phone, it rotates, it can track you as you walk around a room, it can even make physical gestures like nodding yes or no. We are not talking about a static piece of glass and metal anymore. We're talking about a tiny little robot that lives in your pocket. Okay, so with AI suddenly getting these new digital and physical powers, the big titans of the industry were already making moves for the next big phase. They started pouring billions into building the platforms that this new reality was going to run on. The Great Platform War had officially begun.
Just look at that number for a second. $60 billion. That was the size of the deal that was signed between AMD and Meta. And let's be clear, this was a massive shot across the bow. It was a strategic move with one goal in mind: break NVIDIA's stranglehold on AI hardware. Meta was building its own GPU army, and they decided they were done relying on just one supplier.
This war was also heating up in the world of gaming, which is always a key battleground for this kind of stuff. Microsoft, after basically losing the console hardware race, made a really radical pivot. With something called Project Helix, they're turning the Xbox into a software platform that can run on pretty much any device. Sony, on the other hand, is doubling down on its exclusive walled garden approach. You've got two completely different visions for the future of our digital worlds.
And then there was Apple, of course. They made a surprise move to lock in the next generation of users. They released the MacBook Neo, and the strategy was brilliant, really. By putting a cheaper iPhone chip into a laptop, they created the most affordable Mac ever made. It was a direct attack on the education market, on the budget market, making sure that millions more people would get their first taste of the Apple ecosystem.
But March 6th wasn't just about cool new gadgets and corporate strategy. As the day went on, a truly devastating story started to come out of France, and it was a chilling reminder that with all this incredible technological power, there comes an almost unimaginable risk.
15.8 million. Just let that number sink in. That's how many French medical records were stolen in what turned out to be Europe's largest medical data breach ever. We are talking names, addresses, social security numbers, and the most deeply personal medical histories you can imagine.
And this is where it gets real.
this isn't just about data. It's about people's lives being absolutely destroyed. People were suddenly facing extortion, discrimination from employers, and having their most private struggles exposed to the entire world. The human cost was just devastating.
So you have to ask, how on earth could this happen? Well, according to system architects, the answer is terrifyingly simple: centralization. When you take all of a country's most sensitive data and you put it all in one giant digital basket, you're not building a fortress, you're building a digital atomic bomb, just waiting to go off.
So, when you put all the different pieces of this one single extraordinary day together, a very clear picture starts to form. This wasn't just a bunch of random tech news. This was the birth of an entirely new reality.
I mean, just look at the timeline of the day. In the morning, AI learns to use our computers. By midday, is grown a physical body. In the afternoon, the tech giants are funding the hardware for its future. And by the evening, we get a brutal, heartbreaking lesson in just how dangerous it all is. It's a whole story arc in just 24 hours.
So what's the final verdict? What's the takeaway from all of this? It's that AI is no longer just something that lives on a server or behind your screen. It is broken free. We have officially, without a doubt, entered the era of physical artificial intelligence.
And that leaves us with the single most important question of all. We've seen what this technology can do. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad, and we've seen the absolutely revolutionary. But are we? Are we ready for it? I guess the future is going to be shaped by how we decide to answer that.